There's no way of getting away from me right now. We are live together. My name is DJ Strick, and see this guy over here? Other way.
I got you.
Brant Collins.
We've been doing this. This is our second year. We should figure this out by now.
We should be able to figure it out. But
we should be able to. Hey, we got 3 viewers already.
Hey guys, I want to welcome you to the show. As you can tell, this is the countdown. And during the countdown, guess what? We just kind of catch up a minute. I tell people this all the time. Brant and I are, during the week, are like little chatty girls talking to each other while we break from work, talking about stream show stuff, what's going on in the world, what we're going to do next. And Brant did something for the second time. Like, he's been up to bat. Okay, listen. I put him up to bat. Like, it's your turn, Brant. Brant does Babe Ruth, points his bat to the home run, like outfield, and knocks it out the park. You say, how did he knock it out of the park? Brant has secured one of the biggest guests for our show this season.
I'm so excited about this one. So everybody needs to subscribe, hit the bell, do all that stuff, because February the 13th, we will have Bracken Darrell, who is the CEO of Logitech. So CEO of Logitech, for me, I'm using Logitech gamer mice. I've got a Logitech keyboard. I love Logitech stuff. You're probably using Logitech cameras. There's a little backstory about how he is connected to Arkansas. So we'll talk about that on the 13th, but definitely put that on your list because, hey, we're trying to always bring you, we're trying to step up our game. We're trying to bring you those people that can help you, get your stream up there, right? Not only just, cameras and lights and everything, but the industry. Where's the industry going? And hopefully some of these thought leaders. So I'm really excited to get Bracken on.
Dude, you did it, brother. I mean, I'm just excited about it. Not to take away from any of our guests. Man, we have some crazy guests. Even today, like that. I tell
industry representatives. That's what, we really want to give those people. We want to give you access to those people is what we're really trying to do.
Exactly. Did I tell you we had a singer on today? I'm not just me as a singer.
Oh, you're gonna sing again?
No. I'm not gonna sing.
All right, don't scare off the couple of people that are watching.
Don't scare them off. I won't scare them off. I promise you, I won't scare them off. But I will say this: this is a show that you don't want to miss. It's definitely a show you don't want to miss.
That's right. I mean, if you want to talk about microphones, right? I started with the MV7, love the MV7, but I had to step up to the SM7B. And we'll talk to Laura from SHURE. She's going to have some new tech to show us from SHURE microphones and headphones, all that kind of good stuff. So we're excited to have them on. And I was just showing this. Where did I put it here? I have all these here. I got my SM7B. I got the cool stickers. So I got to put these. I want to put these on my truck. Oh, there we go.
Upside down. There you go.
There you go. Man, I got all these too. Can I put that? So I'm going to put this one right here, the rainbow SM7B on my truck. That's really awesome.
I have my sticker right here. Let me see if I can grab it and show off as well. Like, why not? Why not? Huh?
Pretty cool.
Who said that Canons can't autofocus?
Hey, I've got a Panasonic G7.
Oh yeah,
I just keep putting it upside down.
Yeah, you're gonna have a problem.
And it probably. Oh, there you go. Hit focus. There we go.
There you go.
Look, we don't need all that Sony stuff.
Hey, Brant, I saw you setting up your studio at the job, man. How has the process gone? We got like 40 seconds here. How has it been going, setting up your new studio?
Yeah, so if anybody doesn't know, they're just watching. I'm the content creator for our public library system. We have over 14 branches, and I'm setting up a huge studio. And I've been ordering equipment. I've got just making a lot of changes because can't get stuff that you want because Sony and chip manufacturers. So I made some adjustments, but I'm really excited.
And I want to say this, I am watching us on Facebook trying to get it together. It looks like there's some slight technical difficulties in Facebook.
On the Facebook.
So if you're having a problem logging on to us, please go to our YouTube channel and check us out over there. And we're about
to go through.
Brant, I'm sorry. I really like when the show does that. I don't know why.
Well, one of the things that's cool is if you're using Ecamm, the software that we use, you can set it to auto go to the next scene. So, we come from broadcast, and if people don't understand is when you worked in broadcast, if you didn't hit the brakes, if you didn't hit the FCC specific things, you would get fined, or you could get, slap on the wrists, so you had, or even if you had to run those breaks, you had to keep to your time. So if your show was 30, if it was a 30-minute block, then you probably only had 20 minutes worth of content because you had breaks and, advertisers. So you got to hit all those things on time.
28.5. So 28.
There you go.
Yeah. 28 and a half.
So, and then if you didn't, and it, what they would do is when you buy advertising, you get an as run report, and it tells you it's signed, it's affidavit signed that, hey, these spots ran at this time. And if your spot didn't run, they had to make up spots. So you still owed those people that time for that money. So we come from that old school kind of background, and we're holding everybody accountable to that timeline. We can go over on YouTube, but
Brent, do you not know that we have some major people watching us on YouTube right now and Facebook?
I'm looking over here. Who we got?
Appreciate what you guys hanging out with us inside the lab tech. Check this out, man. Thank you. We got to connect. I need you to inbox me. I've been trying to inbox you, finding your information. Me and you need to get together. Oh, man, my man Monte, he's already signed up to be a part of the stream show. So I can't wait to have him on the show. Thank you so very much for hanging out with us tonight. Definitely let's get it. And, man, Mr. Camera Junkie, how you doing, sir? And there she is, Miss Kathy Walker. Thank you for hanging out
Principal
with us today.
Kathy Walker.
Yeah, I do need to do that, right? And then none other than Steve Worthy. We're going to get a chance to talk to Steve Worthy in just a minute about his setup with Ecamm. But we definitely appreciate everybody hanging out with us tonight. If you're on Facebook, I'm sorry. I have got a message saying that it is having some technical difficulties over there. So please join us on YouTube. If you don't mind, the stream show. All you have to do is put that in. Guess what? You're going to see Brant's beard, and you'll know you're in the right place.
Yeah, all you got to do is type in the search bar the stream show, and it's there. So I'm actually looking on the Facebook right now. Let me see if I can figure out what's going on. But as far as I saw it on your channel, looked like it was going okay. And it says this show is live, and it looks good right now. So
okay, I know Marcus is over there. Good to see you, Marcus, over in the Ecamm Live community. Thank you so very much for hanging out with us tonight. And I also know that we have people from all over the world watching us. So if you are international, we want to know. Tell us where you're from right there in the comments, okay?
That's so cool. I actually, be on the lookout. I was so excited I got to be a guest on Ash Borland's podcast. So he's in London, England, and we did that Friday. So that'll be coming out in the future. So, it's really cool to connect with people from different countries. And I say this all the time. I had to put all the different, countries in my phone just to see before I text somebody if they're asleep. And so we are worldwide. Right,
yes,
Pitbull.
Say that one more time.
Pitbull, right? Mr. Worldwide.
Well, there you go. There you go. I wasn't familiar as
you're that. No, come on.
I mean, I know who Pitbull is.
You're younger than I am.
His name. I mean, only by like a year or two.
Yeah, Pitbull, Mr. Worldwide.
There you go. So without any further ado, this is what we want to do today. We want to have something power-packed for you, full of information, and we want to start today with our Behind the Stream. So I really like this part. So this is what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to actually throw up our logo. Brant that has been in our comments, like he's always in the show's comments, watching us every week. He reached out to me a couple of months ago. I said, hey, when we get into the new year, I have to have you on the show, and we have to do Behind the Stream. So I want to introduce him right now, none other than Steve Worthy. And I want to be sure that I pull up the right, there we go, the right one. There he is. And actually, there's an old comment in the system just from you, right on time.
Here we go. Oh, look at that. Look at that. That's cool, man.
How are you doing
That's
today,
cool.
sir?
I'm excellent. I'm excellent, man. I appreciate you guys. I'm really stoked to be here.
Man,
We're excited to have you.
Great. Man, I love the setup, love the backdrop. I love the bokeh and the lights, the whole nine. Tell us about your show and what content you're doing right now.
Thank you. Thank you. So there's 2 shows that I have. So I'm a retail exec plus an executive coach. And so I have Worthy Retail U, which is our coaching company, but we also do a podcast, Retail Leadership with Steve Worthy. So it's an audio podcast, but we also do the video podcast and live stream as well. And then last year I started Podcasters Live. I was actually part of this massive podcast group, and we kind of broke off a little bit, and it was like 4 of us, and we would meet regularly on Zoom and just have a conversation. And I'm like, dude, this should be a podcast. Like, we should do something about this. And what I started to realize was that the number one problem for podcasters isn't getting started, it's actually discoverability. And so one of the best ways, as you guys know, because your show's called The Stream Show, is to live stream. And so I did a live stream show, and then I want to say directly after I did the International Podcast Day, Podcasters Lives was born. And we are focused in on helping podcasters learn the art of live streaming so that they can grow their brand and grow their community as well.
I love it. I love it. Doing that, it sounds like you have a lot of experience. What brought you to Ecamm?
So I was a lurker in Ecamm for about, I think like most people, for like 6 to 8 months. When I first started live streaming, I used all the different platforms, right? And, leave those out. But I was in Ecamm, and I was just lurking. And I'll just be very honest. Initially, I was like, man, y'all do it too much. Like, that's just too much.
Right, it's too much. I get it.
Y'all just do it too much. Like, all these screens and all of this stuff. And then you know how that goes. And then you keep watching, and you're like, man, they make this stuff look so easy.
Right.
I did a trial, and then I got into the Ecamm community. And the next thing you know, I'm just going live, trying different things. And the community just swayed me in such a way that I said, forget about it. I'm done with all these other ones. And this is where I'm at.
I love it. I love it. Let me say this. Not only finding Ecamm is important, but it seems like you already have an idea of the technical side. To be able to get the picture that you have right now, you have to know some real technical details. How did you figure out that look?
That's so the look, the camera thing kind of came initially, right? And so the funny thing is, like, Diana Gladney, like, a lot of us know Diana Gladney.
Right.
I want to say probably early last year, I reached out to her, like, on IG, and she had all these different reels on different cameras and all these things. It's super funny. And I said, I want to get another camera, and I want to do A7S3 because there was A7C because it was coming out, or should I get an A6100? What do I need? I had no clue about full frame versus mirrorless or APC, none of that stuff. And she educated me on all of that, and bought my first camera, which is my overhead shot here, a 5100, and then the rest was on from there. And then started working with JP High Tech, and we kind of customized the look with the LUT. Yeah, we customized the look with the LUT, and the rest is history, so to speak.
Well, I love it.
So
Let's get into it. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, that said, what is the camera that we're looking at right now? Because everybody loves that shot.
Yeah, this one right here is A6400 with the 16 millimeter. ISO's rather low on this one. I love it. I love the this one kind of stays here. So I have another camera over here to the side, but this one stays here for all my live streams, presentations, webinars, and everything. So this is and Zoom calls and everything. So this one kind of stays here.
So you said you had a second shot. Can you
I
show us?
I do. So this one right here is the Sony ZV-E10, and I actually have it on an Edelchrome slider that I use. So when I'm actually doing like another presentation or something like that, just to have another point of view, that actually kind of just slides around, of course, and it actually just keeps me in the frame. And I love it. This one I actually take with me everywhere I go. If I'm going to travel or something like that, I actually take this one. And so I actually have the kit lids on here. I do have another 16 millimeter, but I actually have the kit lids on here because I actually like the shot. So don't really need too much bokeh or anything like that, but it's just a really great shot. And then I also have the little Sony remote. So if I want to do like a quick, that's too much. If I want to do a little, that's just too much. That's too much information all on my face. But if I wanted to do, a quick zoom in for impact, then I can actually do it with that one as well. So I kind of use that for that. And then I have, where are they at? A couple webcams. So that are just kind of behind the scenes from a webcam standpoint. This is like I guess just, what is it, 920 webcam that you're seeing right here.
Okay.
On this side, just to kind of give me another behind the scenes shot as well. I'm pretty excited about this little power station that I kind of created over here. It's actually leaning a little bit, but so every time after I finish a live stream, I just plug all my stuff in and I have it there, and I just position it and just keep it there. And then all of my little gear that I utilize for all my different shows. Then I got to represent my buddy James Hicks here with the Chief Everything Officer. Love his stuff as well. So kind of utilize that one. And then hold on one second. That's the overhead shot. I use this for
A5100.
This is the A5100, and this has the kit lens on it as well, so I can actually zoom in and zoom out as well on that. So
I like it.
One of the things I want to notice that a lot of people don't, everybody gets, involved in the cameras and lights and everything. I love the sound panels that you picked. The octagon shape. I know it's helping with your sound. It looks cool. You got the dual tones. I think it just adds a little high-tech look to your setup too. So that's awesome.
Thank you. And these are sound panels too that are behind me that you see. So I actually created these, and they're 2 inches thick. And so they actually have acoustic sound treatment as well. So it just kind of helps, kind of bounce. I tell you what, the one thing I have learned on this journey, of course, the camera and everything is great, but like the treat your room, like sound treat your room as best as you possibly can within your budget. It will help your sound quality like exponentially.
And you do sound well. So tell me about your mic setup and your complete audio setup, like if you have what interface you're using and all of that.
Absolutely. So I started my journey with the Rode NT-USB Mini, and this is a condenser mic, and it picks up everything,
Gotcha.
every little sound. And so when I was podcasting, I would actually have to get up like 5 o'clock in the morning, come down here because my room wasn't treated, and like just because then the household was quiet, and then I would actually just be able to record. But this picks up everything. I keep it just for sentimental values. I don't really use it. My daughter actually used it. She was thinking about doing a podcast, so she started utilizing that. And then I graduated up to the one that you guys are using.
Yeah, SM7B.
SHURE SM7B. So I still break this one out and utilize it. And then I have the cloud lifter underneath attached to the desk, and it just kind of runs all the way through here as well. I started down this journey of voiceover in a little bit. And so I ended up picking up what I'm using right now, which is the Lewitt 440 Pure. Love the sound. I think it actually fits my voice. I think that's the other thing that a lot of people have to think about when you look at your audio, right? You can utilize whatever mic you want, but if it doesn't really kind of fit your voice and what you're kind of going after, the sound you want to go after, you have to think about that too. From a interface standpoint, so I have two. I have, I'm going to see if I can switch this one up. There you go. So I have the Rodecaster Pro, of course, like a lot of us do. Right. I utilize that strictly for my live streaming, but then I actually run everything through this DBX 286. And the cool part If you haven't had one of these, Doc, just like a lot of us, he turned me onto this last year. And I tell you what, because this is a 9x11 room, it gets warm. And so sometimes I actually have 2 fans going while I'm live streaming. I actually have one going right now, and you can't even hear it because you're able to actually just be able to create not so much a noise gate, but you can actually drop the noise floor within your room. So I actually kind of like that as well. However, when I do record my podcast, I actually use a Audient ID4. And so I run everything through here. So when I record my audio podcast, I actually utilize this one as well. So I do that. And then I have some IK Media mini speakers or monitors on my desk as well. And then I have my iPad Pro, and then two awesome screens that I utilize just to help me with comments and, productivity as well.
So what is the actual computer you're using to use Ecamm?
It is an iMac. No, excuse me. It is a Mac Mini. It is a Mac Mini M1. M1.
Love it.
And what I'm
using.
Oh, dude, I love it. What I did was just to kind of increase the power and bandwidth of it. I set up, and you probably can't see it over here, but I set up a NAS, and so everything that I work on is worked on the NAS, and it actually frees up tons and tons of space on my Mac Mini, so that it can operate the way it's supposed to as well.
Now you say that's a NAS? How are you pronouncing that?
It's a NAS. It's a network automated system, and really it's like a server. To be honest with you, that's the best way I can describe it. And it's connected through my network through the Ethernet, and I could work remotely off of this as well. I did a live stream, but Doc's live stream or Doc's video that he did on NAS it was just off the chain. If you're creating a whole bunch of content, it's going to eat up a lot of your space, a lot of your storage. Right. And you don't want to have all these freaking SSD cards laying around. And so we kind of created this. And so I have about 10, I think it's maybe 20 terabytes, which is overkill, but it just allows me to have that sense of security whenever I'm creating stuff. It just kind of goes over there. It sits there. So if I go out of town and grab my laptop, I can just work directly off of that. I don't have to take my Mac Mini.
So you made your own, you made your own cloud drive.
Pretty much.
So it's network storage device. So you can get those and actually start doing, instead of paying, every time you look around having to pay another $9-10 to Apple or Google Drive, he just has his own at home. There's some security stuff and everything you need to worry about, but firewalls and things like that. But it's totally awesome because now you could actually back up your whole family could back up their iPhones to that, storage device. You can back up your movies. Yeah, and it's yours. It's in your house. It's sitting there. If the network goes down, you could at least in a pinch go USB straight to it, and you have all your your device. So I think it's awesome.
That's pretty cool. Learned something today. I have to research that, but thanks for the information. We're all using the Mac Mini M1 to stream. Like that's the only thing that it does, but I have another computer that do a lot of production work, and files get large. So if I can have a way to do that and do it remotely, that's a win all the way around. So how about your lighting? Because we talk about your camera, the microphone, and in order to get a picture like that, man, you have to have some great lighting or a great way of setting up your lighting. Could you explain that process to us?
Yeah, typically it's just a 3-point lighting setup that I actually have as well too. So, you can see this one that's right up here at the top. That is actually a falconized flat panel. What is it? It is you can roll it, and it's actually it's flexible, and it's a LED screen. But they also come with a box, so it's kind of like a soft box that you actually just have, and it's only like 12 inches. This one, so this is more of like a fill light that I actually use, and then this one over here is another falconized foldable panel that actually I just purchased a soft box to actually attach it to, and that just kind of comes down here, and I actually kind of create some of that light. And then I have LED an LED light that actually runs at the top of my back wall, which you probably can't. Well, you can see if I go to this one. If I move this up, you can see the little LED light that's actually at the top. That actually
Nice.
kind of provides a little bit of a hair light, for me as well. And then just all the practicals are aperture. These two right here, these are the BC7s that I actually just I'm put in there, and I just have them on like the little fire effect. And then I have the MCs that are down there at the bottom doing the same thing as well. And I bought my daughter, she bought me one of these aromatherapy right over here that you kind of see that I actually kind of like. It actually helps with the ambiance of the room, but it also makes it smell good as well too. So she bought that for me. Yep. And then just a couple more practicals that if I needed to, that I can actually utilize, but that's what I use.
I just want to say one thing. He said his daughter about 15 times. So you're a good dad. I have a daughter as well. I have 3 daughters, but I have the one at home. She does a podcast for her high school. She started their podcast. So, when you buy this extra gear, you can always, if you have this, I'm a firm believer of this is the future of the way we're going to, live, work, and play.
Yeah.
So if your kids are at that age and you have some extra mics, you have the Ecamm, extra Mac Mini, you get a new Mac Mini, set your kids up, set them up to be a content creator now, because, my daughter set up her podcast for the high school and she's on the news crew and everything. So, you just don't know, all this stuff as you upscale, then you can push that off to your kids and give them a leg up in their studies. So awesome for you for doing that.
No, agreed. We have 4 girls, so I got you beat by 1.
I got 2 boys, so I got a total of 5.
Yeah, I used to have an afro too. So there you go. But they all love anime. And so after they would watch a show, this was a while ago, then they would watch a show and they would all kind of congregate in the kitchen. And they just start talking about it. And I'm like, dude, this is a podcast. This is a podcast. And they're like, what are you talking about? I said, it's a young Black girl's talking about anime. Like, somebody needs to hear this. And so I put them down here, a couple of times. And initially they were like, they're like, oh my gosh, this is just too much. I don't know if I want to do this. And then the second time they just start loving it. And so, but it didn't stick. It didn't stick. They're like, I don't got time for that's your thing, Dad.
So
that's good that you introduced him to it, though.
It is good that you did that. They didn't stick, but apparently you have. How can people get in contact with you or see the content that you guys are putting out?
Yeah, absolutely. So we are really simple. So with the Worthy Retail U stuff, it's worthyretailu.com/now. Same thing for Podcasters Live. Podcasters Live, it's an amazing platform. I'm loving it. We have ramped up so quickly, but you can go to podcasterslive.com if you want to be a guest, if you're a podcaster, a content creator, and you want to be on there. We have some amazing people coming up. We just shored up with Dinah Gladney. Rob Balasalis is on there.
Another great one.
Yeah, we started off, I think our second episode was James and Junaid. So we got some, and then we got a lot of podcasters that are well known. James Critlin, Crystal Prophet. You mentioned Ash Borland. That's my buddy. That's my bald head buddy from across the pond.
Right.
I just did his podcast. He was my first guest actually on Podcasters Live.
Man, that's great.
Yeah, so we got a lot of people going on. So it's cool stuff.
Well, if we can do anything to help, please let us know. Thank you so very much for showing us behind the stream. And if you don't mind, you mind hanging out with us today?
100%, man. I'm excited about it.
All right, so hang on what you got right there. This has Brant, man, you know what? I always say this. I love what I do. This has been really, really cool. But one of the cool parts about doing this show is having guests that want to come back. Can you believe people actually want to come back to this show? Like, especially
I do, because you're so awesome. Well, everybody just wants to hang out with you.
You speak the truth.
There you go.
Hey, everybody that's watching in the Ecamm Live community, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you learned something from my last spot, but I know you're going to get even more information from this next guest we're bringing forward. The last time she came on, she sang for us. So if she doesn't sing tonight, I promise you I'm going to sing a verse or two of whatever I can come up in my head with. So let me get ready, all right? But it's none other than Laura Davidson from SHURE. How are you doing?
I am doing well. Wow, that was quite the intro.
You know what?
Thanks for having me back. This is super fun.
Listen, we appreciate you coming back because, I know right now you guys, like us, everybody is gearing up for new technology, doing new things and getting around and talking to people so that people know what SHURE has coming up. So for you spending the time with us in the Ecamm community and on the stream show is really, really cool.
And I think we reached out in December. I said, you want to be a guest?
Anytime.
She's like, wait. We got some cool stuff coming out. So that's what everybody loves is cool stuff. So let us know about all the cool stuff.
Yeah, cool stuff is good. We got cool stuff. Yeah, so I know you always think about us for microphones. And I have my exceptionally cool MV7, which you probably can't see because it's just out of there we go.
There we go.
My custom MV7, which you can get from Shure.com right now. There's a red and black version, and then there's this cool ignition green, we call it. But you can customize it at any time if you get one from colorware.com. So if you have your own show and you want to do a branded, like logoed MV7 colorware special, you can do that. And you can choose this color, and the little ring that's right here. So I highly recommend that. So that's kind of new. But we also have several new headphones that just came out, so something a little bit different, but headphones are often overlooked. Okay, so you need to wear headphones or earphones if you're going to monitor yourself. And so we're going to talk about headphones and earphones a little bit, I thought, because that's what's new and exciting.
And yes, we are.
So
I think it's always important.
You guys got excited when I...
Oh my goodness.
That's really cool. All right, so explain to us
you guys got excited about these when I showed them earlier.
Yes, those are very awesome.
Yes, so these are the Aonic Free. They come in red and they come in this cool graphite color, and they're wireless, true wireless earphones. So they're actually coming from our 215s if you're familiar with any of the Shure earphones, and they're going to give you that true wireless experience. Super custom fit because they have these cool memory foam sleeves made by Comply, and so you just rock it in there and you can be listening to your favorite tunes, and it charges right up in the case and will give you over 20 hours of battery life. So you have some flexibility here, and then again in those two different colors. So if you're accustomed to using Shure headphones or are in-ear monitors, now you can have that truly wireless experience using the Aonic Free.
Noise
and we launched
canceling?
those in December. These are not. These are sound isolating, which our earphones all are because of those Comply sleeves.
Gotcha.
So that's the Aonic Free.
Okay.
And then we launched another version of our Aonic 50s, which are noise canceling. So the Aonic 40s came out.
Okay.
And they fold flat now. Fold flat just like this and go right into the case. 40 millimeter driver instead of a 50 millimeter driver. We also changed up where the buttons are. Your pairing is over here. Your control button's over there. And they come in white and black. And they just have a little bit of a sleeker design. So the Aonic 50s are more for kind of the audiophiles looking for an LDAC, higher res streaming file option. And then the Aonic 40s are great for those who are on the go, who are traveling, who want something a little bit more lighter weight and portable. They sound incredible. And the ANC on these is killer. So yeah, Brant, they've got noise canceling if you need them.
Yeah, and I use my 50s every day. We were gladly given those from SHURE last year, and I use them every day at work. And I love those things. They're so nice. They're so comfortable. I connect them to my, here's a little tech tip. Here's my tech tip for today. If you have a Roku
Yes.
device, you can download
Tech
the
tip
Roku
from-
app, and you can pair your 50s, through Bluetooth with your phone, and you
Yes.
can listen to your TV at night through your wireless headphones.
Yes.
So, the kids and everybody goes to bed. I stay up late and I watch action movies. I can listen to my headphones. It's so I use it. I literally use them every
cinematic
day.
quality.
That's
Yes,
right.
They
And
sound fantastic.
microphone in them, so you can use them for communication. So Zoom calls. I love them. So the 40s look amazing. And I want everybody else to understand, when you watch some of this stuff, if you go to the SHURE website, you can find $600 to $1,200 in-ear monitors. So, SHURE is the company that's doing stuff for, every major concert and everything that's out there. I mean, these are some high dollar stuff, and now they're making these things that are affordable, that are not the same quality, I'm sure, but I mean, you're getting this technology and this research and this expertise of using these environments.
Exactly.
And I think it's great. I think the stuff you make is amazing.
Thanks. I agree. But no, that's a good point, because they come from our in-ear monitors, which have been used forever by people on stage and performers. We still make those. They still sound great, but we had a lot of people say, well, I like the way these sound. I want to listen to music. So then we kind of went, made some communication cables so that you could listen wired and take calls. And then we went wireless, and we actually have these. One sec. I always have everything just out of reach.
Just out of reach.
But this little adapter here, these are the TW2 adapters. So you can take any of our wireless or our wired earphones and turn them into true wireless. I just
Wow.
stashed them. Here they are. So this is our communication cable I was telling you about. If you want to be wired, all you have to do is just pop off the earbud, and you can pop it right on to this true wireless adapter. So that's what's kind of cool about SHURE products. If you have in-ears already, or if you already have a set of our earphones, you can go true wireless with this. So this is the TW2. You can also buy it bundled, so it comes with the earbuds on there.
That's really cool. I did not know that.
Super fun. So if I have SE846, which those are some higher dollar earphones, but I'm kind of an audiophile. They have quad driver technology. They sound fantastic. I can put those on here as well. So you're not limited. These will drive the 846s. But yeah, if you're wanting to go super schmancy, the KSE 1500 it's chef's kiss. It's brilliant. So we have some wireless options, some true wireless options, and then our ANC, our active noise canceling headphones over ear for business travelers, for audiophiles that fold flat, the Aonic 40. Again, they come in white and black. And then I'm wearing this evening the SRH 440A. And if you've ever used our headphones before in the studio, you may have heard the 440s or the 840s. We make a whole line of studio headphones, which I cannot say enough good things about. I wear these for a very long time when I'm mixing. We have the 1540s, which are carbon fiber, so a little bit lighter, great for mixing and mastering. But the new 440A and 840A, we've kind of redeveloped a product that we've had for a little while and made it even better. So it's more comfortable. It has a detachable cable. It has a straight cable. It's not coiled. And a little bit of a different driver. So same great experience, same great price point. So if you're looking for new studio headphones, I think Brant, you said you're looking for some. I got you.
Well,
these are good.
Let me think about let's look at this as and I'm not a musician, and I'm not mastering the next great. Well, yes, I'm mastering the next great hip hop album with DJ Strick. He's going to have all the vocals.
Yes.
But
all right.
now, so I'm building a studio. My new job is a content creator for the public library system, and I'm building a pretty decent sized studio. So my max is to have 4 people, because that's what the Rodecaster can take. And I've got 2 SM7Bs. I've got 2 MV7s, because they could be, sometimes people might want to use them at their desk. So I try some versatility, but we're going to have IFB or, ways to hear yourself if you have a call. So I'm looking at the wired SHURE microphones, though, because when I'm in a studio environment, I don't want to have to worry with wireless and charging and batteries, all that kind of good stuff. But if you're a streamer right now, you're probably looking at trying to do this. You're either doing it for your church, or you're going to be doing this as a job, right? You're going to be freelancing out there, asked to do live stream at the baseball games, whatever. You're going to have to sit there and wear the headphones so you can hear everything coming, to monitor everything. So getting a good quality pair of headphones that are comfortable, that sound good. And the one thing I love about Shure is if you look at some of the other, like, and I'm an Apple nerd. I love Apple stuff, but I don't have the Apple headphones because they're just too damn expensive, you know. And, you know, if you start looking at these high-end headphones, they don't have a price point. And I love about Shure is there's like price points for everybody along the journey. So you can start small, get good quality. You're not compromising, I don't think. And then, you know, as you make more money or as you get more need, you can upscale that to the next, you know, the next type or the next quality, you know, and my needs are just to monitor and be comfortable. If you're, you know, you're mixing albums and things like that, you want to hear all the nuances, and Shure has the pedigree and the background to, you know, everybody is using what's is SM58. Is that right? It's the stick mic that everybody uses. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Stage mic. Everybody uses that. Right. And so, and I was watching a podcast the other day and it was like Twit TV with Leo Laporte. They've been in the business forever, and like everybody was talking about, I think I need to get an SM7B because that's what I used in radio, you know. So they've been around a long time. Everybody, this is tried and true stuff, so it's not experimental.
Right, and that's definitely something that, you know, we take great pride in, and I think when we were looking at the behind the scenes, what Steve said really resonated with me in that. You can buy a mic for $1,000. You can buy a mic for $100. It depends on which one is going to enhance your instrument, if you're a singer, or your moneymaker, if you're a voiceover artist or a podcaster. And it's so important to really try the microphones out whenever you can. And that's kind of my personal crusade. I say that 100 times a day, I feel like. So it was really nice to hear somebody else say it for once. But
that's true.
You know, you can read all the reviews and watch all the YouTube videos and say, oh, my favorite person uses this mic. But any chance that you get to try it out, I highly recommend. I know it's COVID, it's hard to get out and try stuff. We do have a really cool mic display at Guitar Center. So if you're looking to try it out in real life, there are some cool mics to try. But yeah, not selling yourself short too. That's my other kind of personal crusade. You know, you might want to not spend a ton of money when you're coming out the gate. Maybe you're just starting, you know, maybe you're like the anime podcasters who was like, I don't know what to do. I don't want to start. But, you know, you have to still take a minute and say, well, wait a minute. Do I want to spend $70 and have something that'll work for now? Or do I want to maybe research and get something that's a little bit more that I know is going to keep growing with me? Just, you know, a prime example is the MV7. Of course, it's one of my favorites, not just because I work for Shure, though. I mean, I'm plugged directly in. My behind the scenes is that I'm plugged directly into my MacBook Pro, and that's it. So that's all you're hearing right now. So I don't have an interface. I have one over here. On this side is my studio rig where I make music, and then this is my live streaming rig. So I like to keep it simple. I got a Stream Deck. I have an iMac. I'm plugged in USB-C, and I have a light and another monitor over here. And
I would say that anybody that's out there watching, if my personal opinion, if you're going to buy one microphone, is buy the MV7 because it has, you know, it has USB and XLR. Throw it in your backpack like I have. All of a sudden, now that I'm a content creator at work, I'm a content creator at home, I carry in my backpack my behind the ear headphones for interviews and my microphone because I don't know when I'm going to, you know, Ash had, hey, can you come on the podcast at 9 a.m? Oh yeah, sure. You know, I have a studio at work. I just set up. So that was helpful. But even where I'm working, I bought 2 SM7Bs and 2 MV7s because I've got multiple people. And if they want to do something from their desk and they want a good microphone, then I could grab that and kind of, you know, fit in, or if I have to do a mobile thing, I could just plug it directly in my laptop. So always, you know, to me, that's one of the best microphones you can start out with because you do have that flexibility. You don't have to have an interface. Just get started, you know, and then if you get up to the next level, then you're going to have to get the Rodecaster or, you know, some other kind of board.
To bring guests on if you want to have multiple mics.
Right.
If you want to go into an interface, but that, you know, the MV7 having that XLR out is just killer.
And we did our special for Valentine's last year with our wives. So extra microphones always come in handy because you might have a guest, right?
True. That's true. That being
Yes.
said, we have a couple people that I want to shout out. Melvin Miller, thank you for hanging out with us today. Kevin Cox, man, thank you for all that you do for the show and chiming in, letting people know. If you're on Ecamm Live in the community, thank you so very much for being over there. We are over on YouTube as well. And Brant, I'm going to let you take it over from here.
Let's roll that footage. Hey, everybody, if you want to subscribe to the stream show, we'd love to have you go to our YouTube channel. Just go to YouTube and search The Stream Show. It'll show up right at the top. Subscribe, hit that bell. We're at like 244. We're really trying to hit that goal of 1,000, because once you hit 1,000, that opens up a lot of different things that you can do from YouTube. We're not letting that stop us. We're going to have the CEO of Logitech. We've had sponsors. We've got Laura from SHURE. So numbers don't always matter, but sometimes you got to get that extra access from YouTube. So help us reach that 1,000 goal and subscribe today.
Thank you so very much. And I know Steve has been waiting patiently. I know you have a question for Laura. I know you do. So I'm going to give you the floor and ask your question and see if she can give you the answer tonight.
Oh, well, I already shot you my address just to kind of reiterate that
again for the Aonic free. I know I got
a third time.
Love it.
I love what you're talking about, right? Because I think you always have to think about the use case of your gear, and we can get enamored when we see our favorite podcaster or live streamer out there actually utilizing something. How do you help somebody kind of break that down and not try to buy, like, I love my SHURE SM7B, but I actually used a milestone that once I hit like a certain number of downloads and different things like that, and then I said, okay, I picked it up. What's some advice that you can give somebody that's just kind of starting out, how they cannot go for what we call in the Ecamm community that gear acquisition syndrome? Because a lot of times when you're first starting out, you don't need all of the gear, but SHURE has some amazing like gear for the person that's just starting.
Very good question.
Yeah, that's a great question. And I think what I always lean into is, where are you going to be using the mic first? That's what I ask. And then how? Because if you're in an environment that's less than perfect, like we're all kind of in right now, that's going to dictate what you want to get. If you're in a room like mine that has untreated surfaces, hardwood floors, big window over there, it's kind of an acoustical nightmare in here, but you're not hearing a ton of the reflections right now. And I can actually make it even less because I can switch this up to near mode and just get closer to the mic and then remove even more of the room. But because we're not in a perfect environment, you're not going to really want to go with a condenser mic. Condensers are more sensitive just inherently to how the microphone physically works. So that's where you start. Where are you going to be using it? Untreated room, go with a dynamic, not a condenser. And then application based, are you going to be podcasting? Are you going to be in the field at all? Are you going to be staying in one spot? And then that kind of dictates what type of mic you want to get. But that's, again, why the MV7 is such a cool fit, because you can just throw it in your backpack or keep it on a boom arm like I have it here.
Very good question. Very good question. And a great answer as well. I'm over here taking notes, Laura. I mean, I have
a really important question. So I bought the two SM7Bs for work, and I bought two just regular. I actually picked the Rode, just the weighted stands, just a generic mic stand. But they're too tall for the SM7B because of the extra width. Mm-hmm. And some people are cutting them down. Some people are saying drums, the ones that are made for drums. Is there a good tabletop mic for the SHURE SM7B that you guys recommend?
Stand?
Yeah, just the stand. Because for what I'm doing is, so the reason it's for me, and people say, I use this arm, but I'm doing if I want to have 4 people, I just kind of want to have the tabletops that I can keep move around, just plop stuff here, plop stuff there.
Yeah. I mean, we don't have one that we, recommend exclusively, but there are several that work. The Manfrotto Pixie tripod, you can get it with a little adapter to thread onto this. And that's what's holding my iPhone right now, and what I've used a lot for mic stands, just because you can tilt it, you can make it taller or shorter or hold it just like this. So that one's a good one. I'm a big fan of K&M stands. That's what this boom arm is.
Okay.
And I'm trying to think. I love onstage stands. Anything by onstage is solid. So I think if you're going to be doing something on the desktop, the drum mic stand is going to be great because it gives you that round base that's not going to tip or go anywhere. And that is kind of important with the SM7B because it can be a little top heavy, but it's not as top heavy as many people think.
Right. And I think another thing that I'm trying to also think about, and I think Steve mentioned it, and is COVID releases, and we're hopefully get back to traveling. Hopefully we're all going to conferences and getting invited to do things. So you're going to want to be able to take your setup with you. So something like that Pixie tripod sounds good because I could put it all in my backpack, have my laptop, camera, done. I could set up on the floor of a trade show or in the hotel room or whatever. So
There's
Before
also,
I started,
sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying before I started with the mic arms, and then I have this little Elgato Low Pro for the Shure SM7B. I used something like this, and it's just it has so much weight to it at the bottom, and so when I actually had my Shure SM7B on this, it actually just it kind of counterbalanced, but it also didn't move. When I actually had it on the desk. And so anything I think with this round plate, it's actually pretty sturdy. It could be a weapon. It's actually that has that amount of like girth to it. I'm like, it's actually probably about 4 or 5 pounds, if you will. But I utilized it on my desk before I had a boom arm, and just so it can have that stability, factor as well. And it worked well. I think I got it on Amazon or something like that. But just anything that has some weight at the bottom.
Thank you.
So this is what I'm doing as well. Mine is a little smaller than that, Steve. So this is the second mic. So actually, this is a cheaper version of that. And I have behind me like 4 or 5 mics on the table. And when I'm working and I don't need my SM7B, I just move it, I unplug it and move it behind me. And these things work where I really got tired of the boom arm. Really, I did. I think the boom arm gets in the way for me.
I ended up going with some boom arms. It was like a bundle deal from B&H, so they sent them to me when I ordered the SM7Bs, and they ended up working very, very well. But what I will say is for what I'm doing at the clientele that I have at my job, people love booms. I'm like, so it's professional.
They think they look so pro. Yeah,
you're pro. A radio show.
I would think less was more.
They're gonna put their hand in the ear and start singing.
This just in.
Yeah. I always thought less was more. Like when I had the boom arm, the arm would be in the shot. So now, if you can tell, I just have the top of the phone inside of my shot now, and you don't see the
and some people don't want their microphones in the shot. So everybody has a different opinion.
Yeah. That's true. That also dictates your microphone choice as well. Adrian from the Ecamm fam, we have been talking quite a bit about that actually, because he does not like to have his on camera. And so he did some shootouts to see how well the far mode of the MV7 could perform, and it did really well for him. If you are looking for something truly off camera, then a shotgun mic is something that can really help with that. It's more directional, it blocks out the room. And it's not a targeted mic. A lot of people have kind of a misconception that it aims at you like a laser beam. That's not really what it's doing, but it is much more focused on the source from a little bit further away. But you could also go the route of having a lavalier mic if you want something that's going to be really low profile, like this guy. This is our Twinplex mic. It's so stinking tiny.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking at you, but I didn't put you up. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's perspective though. You can't really tell, but like if you got it in black, or you could put it in skin color, put it wherever, but it's going to disappear whatever you're using it on.
Awesome.
Right.
And we make an XLR adapter, so you don't have to have a wireless body pack. You can plug it directly into this XLR inline preamp and then plug it into your interface. So something else to consider.
So what about the shotgun mic? Do you have a model you can share from Shure?
Yeah, the VP series, there's a couple different. There's the VP 83F, which is an on-camera, and that one is really cool if you're wanting to go out in the field and capture some stuff with your digital SLR. But the VP89 is the one that I definitely would recommend because it comes in a short, medium, and long version. So if you know that you don't need an 18-inch shotgun mic, then you can get the shorter one and have it be off camera from this distance and be perfectly fine. So yeah, that's the VP89 on Shure.com.
Kevin is sharing with us that you can also use a pencil mic. Are you familiar with that style mic as well? Rather than the shotgun
indoor
mic?
dialogue. Those are good for indoor dialogue. Small.
Yeah, I traditionally use a pencil condenser on acoustic guitar or on instruments, but yes, you absolutely can do that. The KSM 137 from Shure is a really good model to check out.
Lord, I mean, you throwing out these numbers like you.
I know.
I'm trying to put them in the
like
chat. I'm
alphabet
trying to
soup.
put them
No,
in the
right.
chat.
Listen, like
I'm
if Shure
ill-equipped.
sees this, they're gonna be like, man, she knows all this stuff.
Wait,
like,
can you here swap? Put me in. Oh, when I
Okay, I'm sorry. Here you go.
No, it's showing the wrong screen. Okay, there we go. That's it, kind of.
There you
like
go.
split screen, but that's the 137.
137
Yeah,
pencil mic.
yeah. Doing all kinds of fancy stuff with my Stream Deck here. That's what they'll like to see.
Hey,
Sure.
listen, I know you were
The
showing off a
branding.
little bit. Oh, I
No,
hit that button by
That was
mistake.
completely. I totally
Hey.
did, actually. Good Lord. It's a
One of the
long
things you have
day.
to think about too is well, for me, I come from a broadcast production, field production background. So I think about everything from more production in the field or in a TV studio versus, so I always go wired over wireless because there's a fail safe and connection there that I'm safe with. Wireless, of course, if you're out in the field, but shotgun mics, if you're doing, sports, if you're doing interviews, you're going to have need a good lapel, so some of these mic choices also think about how you're going to grow as a content creator, because as this field grows, you're going to have more and more people go, well, I kind of need this I've had nonprofits hire me. I've had businesses hire me. Everybody wants to go live. You can just kind of roll in with your gear. So think about some of these choices. If you do decide to do this for, a living and you're wanting to do, outsource yourself to other people, a good investment for some of this equipment, it would be good for you.
Yeah. Hey, Laura, do you guys, and I haven't seen it, do you have cables as well? XLR cables? That way you can have kind of the entire ecosystem of Shure products?
Yeah, we actually have some cool bundles that we make too for podcasting and for content creators. So if you wanted to get the mic and the stand, I'm not sure if it comes with cables. I'm actually doing some searching on our site right now because I can't remember. But yes, we do have XLR cables on Shure.com and a full line of accessories and some wireless bundles too, if you're looking to get kind of more advanced there. I know that talked to Monty a little bit about that, about his wireless setup and wanting to go totally hands-free. And that's when you want to get a little bit more tech knowledge under your belt, because you do have to take into consideration where you are, because it's frequency based and you have to find the right channel. But that's a whole other conversation. So yes, you can get the whole ecosystem. And if not, we have some amazing dealer partners that can definitely help you out.
A good example of that, I'll just, back in the day, I was doing some contract work for, it used to be Alltel Wireless here in Little Rock. I think they're Verizon now, but I had to go do corporate videos at their headquarters, and it was a wireless phone company. There was so much Wi-Fi in that building, I could not get any wireless to work. That's why I always kept a wired lapel in my backpack, because it just wouldn't work. There's some new frequencies and there's stuff working on like 2G and 5G, but you do have to take all this into account. So I've always said, having these different tools in your tool case, you're going to use them somewhere, if you're doing this for, field production or remote production. So having a good wired lapel, having a good shotgun mic, having a good, SM7B voice mic. So there's all these things that are always good to have in your tool chest.
That's good. I definitely want to shout out Paul Duncan. Thank you for hanging out with us today. I saw your wave. We're waving back, sir. And Valley P, thank you for actually watching us tonight as well. If you're on inside of the Ecamm Live community, guys, this is for you. Our hopes and dreams is that we help you stream better. We want you to be successful, and we've had an awesome time tonight with Laura, Davidson, and she's one of the SHURE reps, and she's been helping us out a little bit. We started with audio with headphones, and of course, we're going to get to microphones. That's all we want to talk about. Mic. And so thank you so very much, Laura, for indulging in that. I mean, we've kind of gone the gamut from lavaliers to, Kevin helped us out with a pencil mic, shotgun mics, condenser mics. You know what? I'm sorry. I'm an SM7B guy. I really like it. And there's nothing, I guess, Steve, it sounds good on my voice. And I believe the phone here that you can see just makes me look better.
It looks good on you, man.
It looks good on you, Strick.
You know, and they say, and I've done some short film and some 40-hour film festival stuff. And I was a wannabe filmmaker for a lot of years. And that's what they say. The number one thing when people say something's not right, something doesn't look right, it's usually audio. If you don't have the right audio, it just doesn't look right.
That's true.
It doesn't sound
so true.
Correct. But, having good audio is so important.
All right. So this is what I want to do right now. I want to be sure that everyone that needs more information about SHURE and their products get it. So, Laura, if you can kind of point us to the best direction we can. If someone heard something tonight and they want to pick up some of your products, how can they do that?
Well, the obvious place is going to be shure.com. And we have our website sorted by application. So if you know that you want to do podcasting or you want to do content creation, I don't know if we have it drilled down to live streaming, but we kind of catch it under that content creation bucket. That's a great place to start. You can always find me in the Ecamm fam. I'm in there all the time. Laura Clapp Davidson, that's how you find me. So pretty easy to find me there. I think it's Laura Clapp Music is my official handle on socials. So always reach out, and that's the best way to find us. And I have these cool stickers. You guys were talking about these stickers a little while ago. I think we should give some of these away.
That's
I think
cool.
you should choose like 10 people, and I'll send them out in the mail with a little care package.
Awesome. So, hey, you heard that right here. If you're in the comments right now, first 10 people to comment that they want the stickers, we'll go back through and find you, because I have mine, and I'm going to put those on my truck.
They're so fun.
Chance. They are.
Great. I'm like, I don't have any stickers.
I got
Sorry,
these.
Steve.
I got your address. Okay,
I'll do this. I'll put
down.
this up there. I'll do this.
Oh,
I'll put that up there. That's my sticker. There you go.
So again, guys, she's sending out stickers. So if you'll just comment, I want a sticker, we'll go through the first 10 people that commented inside, whether you're in the Ecamm community, and I see someone already has, or if you're on YouTube on the stream show.
I want them.
They've already done it, right? I mean, it's going fast. So continue to comment. We'll be sure to get the information to Laura so she can get you your
I see what you
sticker.
did there. I see what you did there, Strick. You said we'll be
Laura?
sure.
Yeah,
We'll be sure.
You like that. You like
And
that.
I want to be sure that Laura will come back this year. We want you to come back to the stream show, but we want you to sing again. So put us a date out there so we can have you serenade us like you did on the first episode that you were on.
I totally blocked that from my mind. I don't even know what I did.
You did a great job.
You did a real great job. You did a real good
if you
job.
say so.
It was
We'll-
great. I
we'll do
saw
it
that
next
episode too. I was live watching it. It was great.
Yikes.
So this is what I want to
You got
say.
it.
Are you starting to travel and do exhibits now for SHURE at all? Are you guys getting back out there since COVID?
We aren't out right now. We did some stuff pre-holiday and kind of shut things down a little bit just because COVID. But we are planning a pretty wild and crazy spring and summer. And I'm excited, not going to lie, to get back out there and meet all of you in real life. So
How about NAMM? Are you
podcast
planning
movement,
to be in
hopefully
NAMM this year?
NAMM. Hopefully, I mean,
So
That's-
Brant and I
that's
are
the plan.
planning. We're trying to work out going to NAMM and getting out there. So hopefully,
Nice.
maybe we'll talk offline about that.
Yeah,
all right. Let's do
that'd
it.
be
We would
great.
love
There's
to
a couple
see you out
questions.
Did
There's
I
a
miss
couple
something?
questions
Did I miss
in
some
the-
questions?
Yeah, we have, let me see here. I'm on Facebook. I'm sorry, I'm trying to jump between 2 or 3 different platforms here. Gary Robolin said, what is the best for live stream and video on demand recording? Would you recommend the MV7 or the SM7B? And I would say MV7 for versatility, depending if you don't have an interface, you don't have to want to spend all that extra money for, mixer or Rodecaster or something, because you could just go USB in. I think they're both comparable. But if you have the XLR and the connections and you want to just do that extra step, you can do the SM7B. So it really just depends on your budget.
I want Mr. Riley's World and Kevin Cox to just bite the bullet and just upgrade. Y'all are worth it. Okay, quit messing around.
Just upgrade.
I love it. She said,
Mr. Riley's World. I'm
saying
no. I'm saying no. Say yes. Say yes. Okay, because you are gonna save. You're gonna make your listeners' lives better. You're gonna make
it's a
your
tax
life
write-off.
better.
I'm sorry.
It's a tax write-off.
That's right.
Yes.
Mr. Riley, of course, you want to wake up one day, you want to go to your own YouTube channel,
Yeah.
you want to press play, and you want to sound as good as I do.
That's right.
Man.
Look at that.
I don't know
Strick
about that.
coming
I don't know
hard.
about
That was kind of out there. I'm sorry. I mean, you
That
sound
was,
great
man.
anyway.
That was a
throwing it out
bold
there.
statement.
I'm just putting
It
it
was.
out
Bold
there.
statement.
Are
Are
you
you
sure?
sure?
I like
Are you
it.
sure?
I'm very sure.
about that?
You can get the
All right.
MV7. Just get the MV7 and just talk like this. Try to be like Strick.
You can get right up on there and sound.
That's right. Or you
Yeah.
can do
Like Strick.
MSR. There's a whole nother
That's right.
industry.
Yes.
There you go. Okay, now we're having
1-800
fun. We got people
1-800
that are in the
numbers.
comments, and he says funny, yeah, so there you go. So I want to say this. People are in the comments saying, I want the sticker. We're going to get it top 10. Thank you so very much for doing that. Thank you to Miss Laura Davidson from SHURE for coming on and giving away stickers along with some great content about headphones that they have to offer. Guys, this is very important. Whatever you're doing, make sure that this sounds good. Your mic, of course, sounds good, but you also want to hear very well what you have going on in your live stream too. All right? Brant, did I miss anything?
No, I would just say one thing that I realized is I do a lot of the SHURE. I don't have it. I was looking for it. I don't have it here. I use the SHURE MV88 for my shotgun mic for my iPhone to do vlogging with. And one of the great things about, you always have to monitor your sound. So I'd be interested to try the Aonics because you can wirelessly listen to yourself as you're doing your vlogging and know that you're sounding right. Because you can see meters, but I did a rookie mistake the other day. I had for my job, I got a brand new FX3, Sony FX3, amazing camera.
Oh, wow.
Went out for a shoot, forgot my headphones and thought, brand new pair, wireless, I was like, it's fine. I can see. It's great. He was so blown out. I was so mad. I was just like, that's such a rookie mistake.
This guy, you got to get.
That is the best. I'm going to tell you right now, whoever's asking, buy that one. If you can buy that, I would use it for podcasting. I would use it for video production. That is an amazing microphone. You can actually split it with the app. You can do left and right. So you could sit it in between you and a person to do a podcast. I just love that microphone. And you have the headphones in it so you can hear, what's going on. So that, if you are a vlogger, if you're trying to do stuff with your iPhone, that is the
phone
most.
goes here, and then there's a Manfrotto Pixie tripod, but it's holding up my phone right now.
It's good.
But this is great. It's very versatile, works with your phone, and if you take it out to trade shows and you want to catch an interview on the fly, this is really cool one.
Awesome.
And you can monitor in real time.
That's a good call.
Yes.
That's my favorite. I would say that's my favorite SHURE microphone.
Interesting.
I'm a big
awesome.
fan.
Well, thank you so very much for that, Brent, and thank you guys, Steve, Laura. Thank you for hanging out with us, and everybody that's watching right now. Again, if you're in the community, thank you for everybody that's in the Ecamm Live community. You guys are awesome, and for everybody that has already gone over to our YouTube channel, The Stream Show, and you've already hit the button to subscribe. Thank you so very much for doing that. It's a wrap for tonight. We'll see you next Sunday. All right, next Sunday we have none other than Katie from Ecamm. Listen,
Oh, what? That's
doesn't love
amazing.
Katie from Ecamm, right?
She's my hero. I
I'm
love
telling you.
Katie.
I
Yeah,
love her
Katie's
as
She gonna bring
well.
some chickens. I hope she brings her chickens too.
I know. that
She
was
has
pretty
chickens
rad.
at the house. She really
Yeah.
does. But
So do I.
always
So we'll have to
brings
bring my chickens too.
a lot of value to the show, a lot of information. So I'm so excited to have her on again. And a lot of people don't know there's something I want to tell you about the stream show and about Katie. There's a connection there, and you'll find all of that out next week. So thank you guys for hanging out with us. And See you next Sunday.